to time the market when is with now in the honeymoon phase of Hex. It's better just to stake, buy, stake for the long term, get those shares and collect the 40% APY on average. Why are you going to try to outtrade that 40% APY?
How you can say that with a straight face or not like laughing, giggling, and excited is like, it blows my mind, because you just said 40% APY. There is nowhere on the face of the planet where you're going to get 40% APY. It just doesn't exist anywhere, and to be pulling that off of a crypto that is solid and has been solidly doing these types of numbers is I mean, it's amazing to me that that's what we actually have in a cryptocurrency, is that type of APY, and that type of APY guaranteed by an immutable code. And I did say that. I said guaranteed. That's what we're getting right now. There's no way anybody can take your interest away from you that you've made. The price is going to dip and turn and jump and all that kind of stuff, but it's not going to take away your return on your Hex by staking it. So it's something very unique in the space, in crypto. I mean, in investing period, you're just not going to get those type of gains anywhere.
Imagine what you might come back to when you run a 10 to 15 year stake. It's, when you put the numbers in the spreadsheet that I put together, it can be pretty impressive and almost seem unrealistic without even manipulating the numbers that much. You don't need a $10 Hex to see a 7-figure profit when you have that long time horizon. And that was, by the way, I adjusted down to just 5 Hex per trillion shares for 15 years. And I understand it's going to be times it's greater than that, especially with emergency end stakes and your share percentage. So I think that's even very conservative there. I think when I did my video, I bumped it to say 35 cents at 15 years. This was with like 100 trillion shares staked. It wasn't anything huge, but you held that 15-year timeline. And then if you had your principal and big payday factored in at that price point, I think we're just like 1.4 million, maybe 1.2. So there's a lot of potential there. Of course, 15 years is a long time. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, that's a long time. But it's going to come and go whether you do anything with it or not. So Andrew says, I remember a story of camping when I was a kid in Washington, and we met a guy camping next to us. He told my dad about a coffee company called Starbucks and told my dad to invest in it. My dad didn't listen. Well, there's always those stories out there, right? I mean, my mom didn't get into eBay. We talked about it at the time. There's a story too of a guy, I think it's in Detroit, he's working at a factory. And this is where you can kind of go to this rags to riches story too. He bought into a company called, I think it was Tampax, right? And, nobody had heard of it at that time. And then all of a sudden, boom, now it's this, market brand. Every woman uses it. So he made tons of money on that too. So there's always these new startups, new things. Look, McDonald's was that. Apple was that at one point in time.
And then usually if you hold long enough, you're going to realize some gains, or you're going to see some of these gains. And Hex, it's only been, the bear markets have been very quick.
Yes.
And sometimes they've been prolonged, but they seem to be, dependent on what's going on at the time, but they seem to be kind of bought up pretty quick and then, chop, and then we take the next leg up. But another analogy I wanted to bring back to Hex was, I know you're not a boomer, but you're like the tier below, but I'm sure you were around in the 80s when interest rates were in the teens, right? They were 10 for a little bit. 15,
well, that's when they were teaching us how to save in savings accounts, and we did, and you put in there, and that was a decent return. I mean, I don't think it was quite that high, but it might have been. I don't know, but
it got there. Yeah, at one year, I think it was like 18.
Yeah, and I mean, and that was good, and saving made sense back then, and CDs and savings bonds and muni bonds and all those things made sense back then. Now, not so much.
Hexican, but it's supporting the community, and by them supporting the community and you speaking on their coin and promoting, hey, look, this is something fucking good. Well, that in the long run is going to be good for the person promoting you anyway. Who gives a shit if they're tabbing you on their computer and they walk and go do some grocery shopping or something?
Right.
But that's the mentality that I believe all Hexicans should have. On every single channel that promotes their product of Hex, our coin, we should be highly supportive, because in the long run, it's going to enable us to do what we need to do. We'll be able to go out there as billionaires and fucking make the world a better place, because that's what we want to do. It's been obvious. It's been defined.
You know who's amazing with that is BallietBran. BallietBran sets the example to me in my mind of exactly what you're saying, what a real selfless Hexican is. It doesn't matter how many times a week I stream. It doesn't matter when, you know, what's going on in the community. If somebody new, somebody's on again, BallietBran is supportive. He's not only retweeting it, he's in there, he's in that chat that day. He might just stop by for a minute, but you can guarantee he's stopping in the chat and saying, throw a like on this YouTube video, you know, or leaving a comment there. He's so consistent and such a great inspiration to me. You know, I love that he's my friend now. You know, it's amazing. And like you said, I don't do it enough. I try to, but I'm not making it my duty to do it. You know, and it's really just simple to show up, blog, you know, hit that like button, hit that follow button for everybody. You know, if you saw a new streamer today, Michael, I forget his full name right now. I apologize, Michael, but it's first time streaming today. You know, we could have made a big deal out of that as a community. I failed there. I didn't jump on and retweet his stream and, you know, throw him a comment in it. And, you know, how much did I appreciate that when I first started, that BallietBran was there for me, that there was another handful of Hexicans that showed up that first day and rode with me till today, you know, and give me the confidence to keep going.
You know, what's interesting? I'm the same way.
Okay, whoops, guys. Let's go to part 2 real quick. 1 second. Part 2.
You know, and I think that mentality that you just presented is absolutely warranted. BallietBran, by the way, an amazing Hexican. He was definitely, you know, on my streams, dropping donos and you know, promoting me, retweeting. Like he's that guy, you know. And there needs to be more BallietBrans, you know, just to continue, you know, putting forward the content and really taking appreciation to the people who push our content creators like you. Again, I love what you're doing. You need to go up in the ranks, because this here is so unique, but so needed, especially now with the whole pandemic. You know, you are doing God's work, man. You're not doing work for yourself. This is something different. Okay?
Thank you, Joker.
Absolutely.
You know what Brand just asked too, like, you know, not even why I'm saying all this. Brand asked for, I said to DM you, but now that we're talking about Brand asks Joe, what is Joker's ETH address to donate to? Right. So that's tonight. That's right now, a few minutes ago. I mean, that's who Brand is. You know, just yeah. So I mean, you know, DM him, please. Brand's you know, an inspiration to us all, and for you to go ahead.
I love Brand. And he's such a giving soul, man. Absolutely. We need, again, we that type of love is like, it's unmatched. And that's all in the Hexican community, guys. Like it's so fucking unique. I've never seen a community like this in my entire life. Like, look at what what's his name was doing. Ski Cat. He gave away $50,000, bro. Where do you see that?
Ski Cat gave me 500,000 Hex on the 24-hour stream when I first came out and told my story. That was the first time, you know, in front of a large audience. There was 1,700 people watching. Maddie and I had been on for Hex Therapy Live, which we do Thursday nights after Hexologist. That was, you know, we're just learning. We're just figuring out the ropes. I went on that show. I provided my testimony. I didn't even know if I was going to talk because there was 10 people on screen at once. And for the first half hour, like my audio wasn't working right because my first time using StreamYard with a big group, I didn't have the settings right. And finally, like, it just came to an opportunity where, like I said, I didn't even think I was going to talk. And Hexologist looked over and said, "Hey, Joe, you know, what's your story with Hex?" And, you know, I said my story, and Maddie's made a video of this so I could see the comments as I was providing my testimony, and nothing but love, just hundreds of comments of support. And then because of that support, organically what happened was Ski Cat realized, here's an individual that's been through the ringer, myself, and now he's here. And what did he do to help me? He donated 500,000 Hex, which at that time, Hex was at a penny. Just like it is today, it's a little bit over that. That was $5,000, to somebody that I've never met. I don't know him. I don't know who he is. And like you just said, he's donated over 10 million Hex to people in the Hex community.
That's so amazing, man. That is so amazing. Again, it's a blessing. It's really a blessing. And we have the power to do it. Like, it's so unique, and we have such outreach, and we know what we're about, and the coin's going to explode, and we are the pioneering fucking content creators.
Right.
We are the ones that
There's so many scams. I have to change my username and don't ever send me money. Imposters everywhere. Richard Hart, bracket, don't ever send me money. Imposters everywhere, bracket. That's fucked up, right? Like, I'm out there actually making an effort trying to stop the fucking scams. And everyone else is like, fucking that Richard, yeah, he's a scammer.
Call it a scam. Nobody really cares. We can tell you the only one that ain't prepared. Oh, yes, I'ma be a millionaire. 5, a couple trillion shares. Oh, no, I ain't getting wrecked again. Richard Hart, he got a set to win. We're a family. We are the best of friends. We ain't a cult, man. Just call us Hexicans. ICOs, pump and dumps. They always try to take you. Buy low, sell high. I'm tired of your fake news. You need a token, you broken. You want to see some massive gains? Lambo, new crib, model wife, cash and chain. Look no further at your final destination. Don't be complacent every day when you paper chasing. Choose the best, leave the rest. Stop investing like you press. The only crypto that you'll ever need is Hex. Call it a scam. Nobody really cares. We can tell you the only one that ain't prepared. Oh, yes, I'ma be a millionaire. 5, a couple trillion shares. Oh, no, I ain't getting wrecked again. Richard Hart, he got a set to win. We're a family. We are the best of friends. We ain't a cult, man. Just call us Hexicans. Your investments are safe. It's got defenses. A mutable contract that pays trustless interest. I don't understand why everybody is hating. Hex is capped at 3.69 inflation. Shares are like hash rate. The higher you take her, the more daily interest that gets paid to the stakers. Always do your own research. Don't listen to me, though. It's complete. It can't be changed. Hex is finito. Call it a scam. Nobody really cares. We can tell you the only one that ain't prepared. Oh, yes, I'ma be a millionaire. 5, a couple trillion shares. Oh, no, I ain't getting wrecked again. Richard Hart, he got a set to win. We're a family. We are the best of friends. We ain't a cult, man. Just call us Hexicans. The game has changed. Ain't no going back now. Dummies that called Hex a scam can back down. I hope you understand. I pray that you follow me. You owe the entire Hex family an apology. And stay sober. Cash out, the game's over. Hex is here for the market cap takeover. Buckle up. We about to be full throttle with multiple audits is where we get paid to hodl. We got the game smothered, sisters and brothers, with no expectation of the work from others. It's complicated. I know that there's a lot to this. For your daily Hex updates, tune to Hexologist. What's up, guys? Hex is like nothing that you ever been through. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the pumpamentals. If you like what you hear, by now, think twice. Just remember, yo, this ain't financial advice. Call it a scam. Nobody really cares. We can tell you the only one that ain't prepared. Oh, yes, I'ma be a millionaire. 5, a couple trillion shares. Oh, no, I ain't getting wrecked again. Richard Hart, he got a set to win. We're a family. We are the best of friends. We ain't a cult, man. Just call us Hexicans.
Thank you, Richard, for creating and founding the most amazing and disruptive financial technology cryptocurrency ever. Thank you, sir. And nice streams, Mr. BallietBran.
Hey, what's up, everybody? So hope everyone liked that intro. Hope everyone's doing well. We got people on D-Live. We got people on all the streams. So yeah, wanted to start doing that intro to kind of shout out some of the other Hexicans in the community, and also to kind of point out some of the points that they make. Let's see. So John Wick and RG3, they were talking about Hex and just a whole bunch of things in that stream that were really beneficial and really good when it comes to forward thinking. So just wanted to give a nod to all the Hexicans. Let's we got all the Hexicans in the house. Yondam Hawkage says, is possible passive income in Hex? Yes, that's the intention of Hex. So what Hex does, it's a cryptocurrency. You can go to Hex.com and find out more, just Hex.com. Nice, dude. We got everyone here. But so Yondam, what it is, it's something that it's a staking coin. So it's actually the first proof of work and proof of stake coin to exist out there, cryptocurrency. But right now, I think it's like top 7 or something like that. But what you do is you go to ETHHex.com and you buy your Hex with Ethereum. And then you go to go.hex.com and there's a staking tab. And I'll show you in just a couple of minutes here, but we'll get some of the intro done first. But yeah, you can definitely stake your Hex. You can earn interest trustlessly. And I know when Richard throws out disclaimers that there's no future work from others and profit and things like this, but with Hex, there is a smart contract that is audited and it's locked. So you can say that a guarantee that you would be getting would be interest trustlessly. So depending on what that actual interest is, it's dynamic, it's variable. It can be 40% one day, it can be 3.69 another if 100% of people lock. But that's pretty much what Hex is. It's the most secure cryptocurrency to ever exist. It's doing everything that Bitcoin wanted to do, but better. I mean, today is Bitcoin's 12th birthday, if nobody knows. 12 years ago today, so January 3rd, 2009, there was the first transaction was done with Bitcoin. And after 12 years, Bitcoin has done a 3.3 million X. That's amazing. That's great. But Bitcoin, unfortunately, is not doing a lot of the things that they wanted to do initially, or like the cypherpunk movement seemed to be kind of displaced and seemed to get out of hand from what the true intention was. So things like Hex, they've got true intentions from the start, and from the Philippines. Nice to see you. So yeah, great to see you. We got people all around the world, which is really cool. Hex is a great community. I mean, I'm here in Seattle, sometimes Bellevue, but definitely from the rainy Washington state. And I know we got Hexicans everywhere. So Swearworks and Nate J and the video maker dude. I like this person. They're always in the chat. And then also can't forget the D-Liver. So we got Swearworks, Hexidente, my man. What's up? Colin, good to see you. Crypto Learner says ETH, nice pump. Trade ETH into Hex, guys. Yeah, I agree. And then Joe Hexotic. So yeah, one of the I didn't clip it out all the way. I thought I'd got all that work done, but sometimes when you're grinding, you kind of miss things. But so yeah, for the stream on the next week's video, that little bit of gap between Joe Hexotic's interview with the Joker and me starting the Hexican anthem, that'll get clipped out just because there's like a 5 or 10 second buffer. But yeah, last night Joker went on. So Joker went on Joe Hexotic's channel, and that's in the description. If anyone wants to look at the description, there's a whole bunch of updates. So I can kind of look at my notes real quick and just see what we got in the description. So there's a donation address if anyone wants to donate. That's great. There's my website, BallietBran.com. There's HexLive.tv. Now that is Joe Hexotic. That is his website to my knowledge. And he's hosting a Hexican streaming schedule. So I'm on that as well. There's a lot of Hexicans on that. Just keep in mind, it is an Eastern Standard Time zone. So for everyone that goes on there, it's great. Just keep in mind it's Eastern Standard Time zone. What else we got? We're trying to get the stuff out of the way. We got the Hex conference. So Maddie ran like a simulation, I guess. And that was kind of the Hex conference that's coming up. It's going to be January 6th through the 9th. That'll be this Wednesday, my time. I believe at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when it'll start. And I'll be presenting as well. I'm talking to Maddie about that now. Like, hey, how can we best structure things? What value can I bring to the table in a concise manner that everyone can watch and can spread to their friends? So what else do we got? We got just some social media, and then if we scroll down, we got the stream that I did with Joe Hexotic. That was cool. It was cool to have me on. I'd love to come on again and maybe think about what I want to talk about next time more that can kind of contribute to the design intention of your show. We got Richard Hart. We got his most recent stream. That was great. There's a lot of information that's in there. I think everyone should go back and watch. Joe Hexotic. We got his YouTube channel. Let's see. We also got Matty Allin. Him and Crypto Kool-Aid. Cool thing about Crypto Kool-Aid that I didn't know until I think Friday night on a Discourse Syndicate, but turns out I'm in the rainy Seattle area, and he's around the area too, that we can hang out and learn some video editing skills. So hopefully in the future, me and another Hexican can kind of work on some video editing skills and maybe get some of the channel aspects a little bit more nice. So, okay, so what else we got? We got Big Pep. He had a stream the other day. Unwrecked Pirate, the Aussie gang, they had a stream the other day. Silver the Antidote, he had a video that he uploaded yesterday or today, something like that, and that was good. Kind of covered some New Year's things. What else we got? We got Gary funding Jim and Firebun. We got, I think that's the most recent Discourse Syndicate that's there as well. Sometimes I kind of forget as I'm updating. Let's see. Oh, Joker. So Joker, he's not on DLive. He's on this thing called Trovo. So his let's see, his link is in there, and we got a whole bunch of other links as well. The Hex Layman's Guide. You know, some people they wonder like, oh, what is Hex? What is the origin address? How does staking work? You know, just the whole nine. And all of that was done by a developer that worked on part of the share rate and how it works and interacts with the contract today. His name is Kyle, Dev Kyle. He's also got a YouTube channel. I should really plug that in here as well. And I'll try and do that midstream or at the end of the stream at the very least. But yeah, so there's a lot of good information. You know, while we're on it, so Dolomite says, and good to see you. I know we chit-chatted recently as well. So he was talking about the Atomizer, and I used to watch this guy. So I've been in since March of 2017, and then not until like crypto Twitter until maybe like April or something. But anyway, so there's like this guy, Atomizer, Bitcoin Meister. He said needs to download Staker.app to manage his free Bitcoin claims. He is enjoying his Hex finally. Oh, he's actually enjoying it? Okay, I didn't know that. I saw a rerun of one of his content about Hex that didn't seem to make sense, but it's good to see people coming around. I mean, you know, the cool thing about the free claim, so Hex is a little bit over a year old now, and the first 351 days, for those that don't know, yeah, things are changing. So the first 351 days for people that don't know Hex's history is there was this thing called the adoption amplifier, where you could convert Ethereum into Hex on the go.hex.com website. And then there was also a Bitcoin free claim where it was a snapshot. I think it was December 2nd or December 1st was the Bitcoin. You needed to have your own possession of the Bitcoin. And then you also needed to have it before the snapshot. And those people got awarded free Hex as well. And so depending on what week you claimed the Hex, and if you self-referred and things like this, then you got some Hex for the Bitcoin that you owned. So I guess Adam did free claim his Bitcoin. Great. He claimed his Hex, which is cool. There's a lot of people that have claimed their Hex, and even some of the people that I know, yeah, Real Spike, Hex Kai. So even some of the people that I know that I've never necessarily been too vocal with on Twitter, I messaged and I was like, hey man, I know you're into Bitcoin, and he's been in since like 2014. And I was like, well, did you ever free claim your hex? Because I know if you're in Bitcoin for that long, you've got to have held your keys and things like this. And he said he did. And then he's like, but it's locked for 351 days, an auto lock. And so that was kind of funny. It's cool the way that Richard has designed Hex. If anyone didn't notice, in the intro, there was John Wick and RG3 talking about savings bonds and talking about municipal bonds and all these different things that used to be good back in the day investing. Nowadays, they're not good to invest in my opinion, from my experience, because you have inflation, and with the rate of new dollars being printed, it dilutes the value of the return you would get from the savings bond. So I hope that makes sense to everyone. Okay, cool. Yeah, Dolo might. I just tagged you in a Twitter, the video, Brian saying good things about Hex. Cool. I'll check it out, and maybe we'll pull that up too. I like how we tried to play up Hex going down versus Bitcoin. Zoom out, Adam. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Even some of the people that say like do your own research and have long-term visions, sometimes they don't have that same aspect to things that are newer on the market. And Hex is not necessarily new. I mean, it's over a year old. So people that don't see what Hex is doing now, just get with the program or step aside, because Hex is going up either way. So speaking of which, let's, we said hi to everyone. Old Man Hex is in the house as well. And Pablo Lava, yeah, good to see you. Toby, let's get you on. 1 second here. Let's see if I can make him mod on Twitch too. Cool. And then Nardo. Yeah, Nardo. He was him and I, we're still needing to he's got a little Dorito chip. Myself and Nardo are still needing to hang out soon. So want to have you on, Nardo. I like hearing from you. So the last time with I think yourself and Maddie and Johnny Chaos and someone else, it was great. But I'd definitely like to have you on again soon, and we'll definitely hear more from you. So let's look at the Hex price, right? Let's just go to share screen, and I'm just gonna pull up one tab real quick. Man, that's so nice. Before I even click share screen, so it's saying, well, let's just look at it. So this is for the week. And this is just Uniswap version 1, just from a historic chart. And then we'll go to version 2 as well. But just look at this. So for any of the OGs, Hex kind of came out, and then Uniswap came out like a week and a half, 2 weeks later. And so you kind of have some of this right here, but the whole, like, this is just nothing from an actual price discovery standpoint. Like, Hex is just so young. And myself, and actually looking to crypto, he also goes by, I guess Wasabi was his old name, but looking to crypto, what was I going to say? He was kind of showing the Ethereum chart versus Hex one time when I was on his stream, and it looked pretty dang similar. Ethereum's got quite the, okay, there it is. Yeah, Ethereum's got quite the chart where it broke out, and maybe we can look at that later too. But Hex is doing the same thing, where like it's over a year, we're in the start of a bull market. Bitcoin's 12 years old. That's great. Institutions are getting into Bitcoin. That's great. Bitcoin was at like 33,000, 34,000. That's great. But eventually, those people investing in that now are going to be getting into Hex, and they're going to be hearing about Hex, and it's just going to be a matter of time before this shit really pops off. So that's just version 1 for historics, and actually Richard talked about that there's nothing developed yet for a version 1, version 2, like combine them both and get like an accurate historic chart / current chart. But that would be cool for someone to do in the future, because we kind of got 2 different charts. So this is version 2. This is the one that you need to be looking at, because when you're doing ethhex.com, you're going to be most likely interacting with Uniswap version 2. Hex.com is just a front end website for Uniswap, and it's actually got 100% uptime compared to Uniswap that doesn't. So G Wilson, Toby. Oh, okay. Never been a mod. Well, welcome to the mod gang. Let's see. Nice looking chart right there. Well, here's the thing, guys, and let's go back to the share screen. That's just the weekly. So I like to sometimes start from a zoomed out perspective. And now let's just look at this daily beauty. So you want to make sure the logarithmic's turned on. Otherwise, it doesn't look as good. And from people that do charting and from all the people that I've always talked to, logarithmic is kind of the way to go, especially for things like Hex. And here's the other thing too, guys and gals. So, and Richard's mentioned this a lot on, let me just do this real quick. So Richard's mentioned this a lot on his streams before. There's competition, just like there is in any market, but Hex's competition, from all the squawking and the banter that I've heard, is a centralized platform that holds on to your private keys and you get some sort of interest in return. And it's been brought up a lot in the community and whatever. Great. That project or product, not sure which one it is, has gone up in price. But from someone that was asking me about that and Hex, I overlaid. I'm not going to do it here. Maybe I'll do it next time if I think it's appropriate. But you can, let's see. We can go back to the share screen. Okay. So on the same uniswap.hex.vision, you can overlay. So you can actually just go to compare, and I'm tempted to. I'm very tempted. You know what? Fuck it. We'll just see, because so many people. 1 second here. So for everyone that, let's see if we can do. And then actually what we need to do is do this on Uniswap version 1. That was the problem that I did. We're going to do Hex. So I showed, just for everyone's knowledge, because sometimes it's important not to talk about it. Sometimes it is important to talk about it. We're on Uniswap version 1. We're going to go back out to the monthly. And then we're going to scroll a smidge. So for everyone that likes their centralization, that's fine. To each their own. But I like stuff where, here's the thing. At the end of the day, we all got choices. But in my opinion, it looks like one of these, this sucker right here, has a higher number than the other centralized counterparty risk company. And, from an actual tip, from a peak of the tip, was 29,322%. That's amazing. 295x. So that's not too shabby. So that's all I want to say there. I'm gonna get that shit out of here because it's disgusting, and no more talk about that. But that's just something I wanted to say because it's been on my mind. Someone I know keeps mentioning it, or people that I know, they always talk about altcoins, like, oh, and even someone in the Hex chat, they said, hey, I've got a friend that I've mentioned Bitcoin about, and I've mentioned Hex about too. And I don't even think he said he mentioned Bitcoin to them, but he mentioned Hex to them. And all of a sudden the person's buying a whole Bitcoin. And it's like, wait, you're doing it the wrong way. You're not supposed to do anything to my recommendation. But for people that invest in things like Hex, you're getting a passive income. And that's pretty much all Hex does, is it allows you to hold possession. It allows you to hold possession of your private keys, which is what cryptocurrency is all about. And yeah, let's address the chat now. Okay, sorry about that. Didn't realize I had a comment on the whole time there. Okay, so cool. We got people everywhere. Let's cover the DLive real quick here. Okay, price of ETH skyrocketed today. I'm not aware of this. Let's go to ETH. Holy shit, not bad. $953.99. Let's maybe see. Well, we don't need to see it on a chart, I guess. You guys can just hear it. Yeah, $953.99. Great. And what that means is Hex and Ethereum are great because when you're using things like Uniswap and when you're using things like the automated market maker, what that does is Ethereum almost tapped 1K. Jeez, man. Sometimes you fall asleep for 8 hours, 7 hours, whatever, and you wake up and a whole bunch of price movements gone on. So that's cool. I'm happy to hear that. And I think that's good for Hex. I mean, Richard's talked about it plenty of times. He wants the Bitcoin price to go high. He wants the Ethereum price to go high. And what that in return does, Hex is inevitably the better of the two. And it just allows for Hex to also be discovered. You know, you got a cross promotion between the three different cryptocurrencies. And at the end of the day, the product that has the best market fit and that has the most utility and things like this are going to be you know, the most successful in my opinion. We got Kaz in the house as well. Says progressive interest is better than compound interest. Yeah, you know, it's really cool. So Johnny Chaos mentioned that as well. We can talk about that in just a second. Do you have a video on how to convert USDT or Ethereum to Hex? If you go to some of my older videos, it wasn't USDT. I think it was just Ethereum that I did into Hex. But I know on the same Hex.com, you can do it with USDC. So USDC is very similar to, actually, it's not similar at all. USDC is actually much more superior, in my opinion, than USDT and more reliable, in my opinion, as a counterparty. But yeah, just go to Hex.com. I mean, I can show you right now real quick since we're here anyways. This won't take long to address. Let's remove the old share screen. 1 second here. And for everyone that isn't aware, I've been a Brave user since like, I don't even know when it came out, like early 2017, mid 2017. It was like when I got into crypto, like March. Let me just share something. So we're going to leave the comment up. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to leave the comment up. We're going to share the screen and we're going to go to Hex.com. 1 second here. Okay, cool. So Hex.com, and if we just do, so it does a /swap right there automatically. But yeah, so what you can do here, you can put your different inputs. I do have, for the stream's sake, I do have my wallet, it's not even like a dream wallet or anything, but just a wallet that I did after Big Payday. And you can, just for sake of example, yeah, you can switch between Ethereum to Hex. You can just click this arrow and do vice versa. You can do, I mean, you can do your 1 inch right there, but you can do USDC right here. So hope that answers your question. I mean, you literally, if you have USDC, I mean, if you have USDT, I've never messed with Tether, so not sure. And that seems like a higher counterparty risk than I don't know. This is how you do it though. So that's the answer to your question. Let's cover the rest of the chat here. So yeah, so that's what we were gonna get to, and we got D-Live as well. So Old Man says, I like that Ethereum is up because I can buy more Hex, but at one point it was showing 10% in network fees. That's the other thing too. You know, someone mentioned Tether. I mean, Tether, to my knowledge, runs as like an ERC20 or 720, whatever it is. And I know for a fact that it does run on top of the Ethereum blockchain. And when you got these fucking things that are ultra counterparty risks and that are proven to be fractional reserve banking and stuff like this, then it sucks that things like that can exist on Ethereum, and that they can gas up the blockchain and fuck up the blockchain by making us pay more fees. So I agree. Colin, I bought the Ethereum top at $500 a few weeks ago to have some gas. Geesh, exactly. Old Man Hex, I use Eris X for cash to Ethereum, send the Ethereum to MetaMask, and convert it to Hex. Boom, bam. Hey, that's great. I've actually never heard of that version specifically. So that's awesome. Okay, so yeah, let's cover the comment that I've been trying to get back to for a million times. So progressive interest. Johnny mentioned, Johnny Chaos, if you're not following him, I should have him down there below in the comments, the description. But if he's not, I need to. It's Chaos Experience, and it's experience without an E because someone else had the same name. But he's on Twitch. And same thing with Hexologist, guys and gals. You can go to Hex.doctor. He's solely on Twitch. So, thank you for doing that, Hexologist. And, you're doing great work. Ski Cat, thank you for all you do. They donated last time, a couple ninjets on the live, which was great. That was really cool. Thanks for doing that. They've already gone back to some of the streamers, but so you can go to Hex.doctor for Hexologist. He does the daily live streams, and I finally am a little bit more prepared today. Got it written down on the notebook. Some analog like that sometimes. He's going on at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time, and actually, let's show you how I found that out. So I'll kind of talk my way through this, just so everyone else can find out too. Since Hexologist is only on Twitch. I think it's the Hexologist. 1 second. It is the Hexologist. 1 second. Let's share the screen one last. Okay, the Hexologist. Just so everyone knows, this is how I found out his schedule. Because I tell you what, it's kind of sucks sometimes. Sometimes you get notified, sometimes you don't. Lately, in the last time I was streaming, I didn't get notified. So I need to maybe uninstall the application and reinstall it, or unfollow him and refollow him, turn off the notifications and turn them back on. I'm not sure what I need to do, but that shit's pissing me off because I like my man Hexo. And so here you go. So we're on the screen. Go to schedule. And then this is how I found out. So today is obviously not December. We're in January now. But just scroll down a smidge. It does like a weekly. And I guess you can go forward too. I haven't messed around with this much. But so that's his schedule there. So that's how I found out. We're going to be going until the Hexologist, which is actually going to be about an hour from now. So we got an hour to talk about whatever we want, to address the comments and all that good stuff until the Hexologist comes on. And then sometime soon I'll be having Nardo on. And there's a lot of people that I plan on having on. Just need a little bit of time to prepare. So speaking of time to prepare for the Hex changes, the Hexchanges.com, the Hex conference, I have all of the days off. So for anyone that doesn't know, I live here in Seattle, so it's going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I believe. And that is just going to be amazing. We've got a lot of cool people. Richard Hart's going to be there doing a keynote. Maddie's going to be there. All the OGs. Hexologist, RG3, Kareem, Nardo. Shit, we got everyone. So let's Ross. Yep. Brandman is in the house. Hey, day 43. Good to see you, man. Doing great, dude. I'm doing great. 2021, it's here. And accidentally on Johnny Chaos, his stream today was saying like, oh, I think Hex is going to go to multiple dollars in 2020. And someone had to correct me, 2021. So gotta make sure you're not making that mistake more than a couple of times. But I guess Toby's saying we got a pumperoo. Let's take a look. The brand pump. 1 second here. Okay, cool. All right, Uniswap V2, and then let's scooch it over a smidge. Go to the hourly just to see what, and then turn on the rotary girder there. Do you want one of these? Whoops. God damn it, works me. Okay, I guess that's just gonna do its thing there. Shit. All right. You think I'd never done a chart before? Cool. All right. Well, we'll just call that good. Yeah. So we're looking pretty good. I mean, we're over a penny. Tell you what, that's great. Don't even know the last price it was on my last stream. You'd have to go back. Actually, we got a chart so we can kind of cover that. But yeah, Hex is doing great. So let me just refresh this. It's giving me some sort of lag. Great. So yeah, Hex is doing great. I mean, we're over a penny. For New Year's, I did kind of like a surprise live stream, and we were doing really good then. We hit 2 pennies that day, or the day before New Year's leading up, and that was awesome. That was super cool. All right, let's cover some. Yeah, exactly. So says, hey Bran, what's your price predictions for end of 2021, this bull market cycle? Well, here's the thing. So I've mentioned at the minimum, I mean 2021, $1 is at the absolute least in my opinion. And I've got the opinion of multiple dollars. But as far as what time frame in 2021 that we hit that, I'm not sure. Let's go back to the chart for just a second here. I mean, I guess you could look at Richard's random line if you've never seen that. Let's go to just Richard Hart, twitter.com/RichardHartWin. And we can actually switch the screens over here. Because, I mean, yeah, Richard Hart, he's posted a chart multiple times that just goes, I guess, up and to the right like that. And it really just depends on what your time frame is. Because at the end of the day, with Hex, there's multiple things. There's multiple things that you can do with it. So what are you doing with your Hex? Are you locking it and staking it? Are you holding it liquid? Are you doing a percentage of both? I do a percentage of both. I mean, for a while I was 100% staked until some of the stakes that I had started a year ago came undone. And, now I'm maybe 96%, 95%, something like that staked. And, just in case of an emergency, I think it's not a bad idea to hold on to a small amount of liquid, whatever it is. So depends on what you're doing with your Hex. You can have a liquid bag that you hold on to and sell when the price pumps. If you want to be selling this early, great, more for me. But yeah, I think it's going to be sometime in 2021. I think we could easily pass $1. And then I think there's psychological numbers that humans get euphoria at, and that people that were on the sidelines, they actually start jumping into. And it's only a matter of time before the gatekeeping is like a dam. And when you've got this dam that's just built up of so much pressure, so much gatekeeping, con market crap, you've got centralized exchanges, Binance and CZ, you've got a whole bunch of people in the crypto community, you've got the influencers, you've got a whole bunch of people in the crypto community, the traditional whatever crypto community, the first version, that are gatekeeping Hex, that are gatekeeping the content creators of Hex, DLive specifically of Joker, things like this. And at a matter of time in this bull market, this 3-year bull market, whatever it ends up being, the dam is going to break. And you kind of see it in the movies, like the little water stream goes first. And then from there, it just really hits a virality that you can't stop. So things like nomics are already being popularized. Hex is already being advertised on exactly. just looking at the comments. So Hex is already being advertised on things like Brave. It's still in the UK. The community itself is growing more and more every single day. More people are hopping on and doing live streams every single day. It's a matter of time before we do hit that virality. We're only a little bit over a year old. So it's a matter of time before we do hit that peak virality. Maybe, I mean, this will be the start of the second year and whatnot, that between maybe 2 and 3, that we really hit a critical mass that just really starts that S curve, you know? I mean, I guess we're going this way. So the S curve that goes up when you've got something, and by the way, we got a lot of people in the chat. Thank you. Thank you for everyone supporting. But in Hex, you can lock up to 5,555 days, and it's over 15 years. It's like 15.2 something years. When you lock up your money for that long, Hex is different than a traditional certificate of deposit, where if you do end it early, you will suffer ramifications and you will be penalized and sometimes nuked, depending on how much time you've served. But Hex will, there's models, there's things like that, that as far as charting goes, where it goes up like this. And I think for the viewers, it goes up like that. But between a 15-year time frame, that's just one cycle. Then you got the second cycle of all of the people that have, myself included, early stakes from day 1, day 2, week 1, whatever, that are ending at the 555s. And then you have us that choose to do whatever you want with your money. But a certain percentage of that gets, and what I like is you take the principal, restake it, and maybe scrape off some interest if you want. But that price pressure and that price increase, each time it goes up and up and up. And each time, year over year, the actual share rate itself goes up, up, and up. And you just got a compounding effect of just so many dynamic variables within Hex. So Ross had a couple of questions. Let's see. So let's see. Hex feels good right now. Other coins could see serious dumps, in my opinion. I agree. Let's see. Starting to feel like late 2017. But who knows? Well, who knows when the top will be? So Richard's mentioned it before. I mean, I'm not sure when you got in, but I mean, for myself, it was in 2017, like in March. And there's always a cycle to everything. And from people like Richard that have been in through multiple cycles, it seems to be that there's like three-year cycles, something like that, for bull runs. And we did just end the longest bear market, which was like, I think 3 years as well. So we're at the start of another bull market, and the Bitcoin surpassing its old all-time high of 20,000 in 2017 not only proves that, but so does the moving averages. So I don't know. I mean, that is a good question. You know, who knows when the blow off top will be and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I do agree with that consensus that the money, I mentioned a story earlier, like the money that is in Bitcoin, that is in Ethereum, that's great, but what is it doing for you? What is Ethereum 2.0 doing for you? Okay, you're locking Ethereum up for how much time? It's not even guaranteed, to my knowledge. Like, it's going to be like a couple of years, or speculatively a longer time than you might be used to. So that'll be good for Hex's price. But I think a lot of people in this bull market, as Hex continues to go up and up and up and do its cycles, you're going to see the smarter money, and already institutional money has gotten into Hex, but you're going to continue seeing smarter money just continuing accumulating and continuing staking. I mean, okay, let's cover something that I hear all the time, and it's just funny sometimes. We're going to go to Hex.vision. This is the website that our wonderful Firebun's great, Firebun friend, that Firebun created. We're going to share the screen. I should, just so everyone knows, sometimes on StreamYard, you got people that do two different styles. You can share the screen where you do like the whole entire screen or the whole application window. That's not necessarily my preference. I mean, it's so much easier. You can just switch back and forth from tab to tab, but it's also not like I even have anything to hide, but you know, not trying to like see passwords being typed in and shit like that. So that's why it takes a little bit longer. But anyways, Hex.vision, we're going to do share screen. Okay, so this is what Firebun developed, and I just want to cover some of the controversy of all the people saying on day. Let's see, it's March 15th. Before we get to that, let's just cover. So today we're on day 398. We've got 9.79 percentage of people locked, and when I go to a different website, I don't even think you can see it. It's just go.hex.com. You can see the previous day's APY. The previous day's APY was 38%, 38.84 to be precise. So it's pretty cool to think that that number of some people, they see low numbers and they just really need to educate themselves because they see low numbers and they say, oh, well, why is the staking percentage low? And it's like, well, you got to realize that it's a dynamic system. Like you're getting, when this number is low, you're getting higher APY and you're getting more hex per t-share. So we're on day 398, but let's cover what I wanted to talk about. So day March 15, 2021. Everyone's shitting their pants over this day. We're going to go click here, do inspect. Whoops, not inspect. We're going to click here, I mean to say. And then you can say next 15 weeks, next 1 year maybe. All right, we're going to let that sucker update real quick. So we'll do the next 3 years. Why not? Let's just see. Because at the end of the day, the rest of the time that I kind of want to cover, I want to cover some of this information and then some questions too. But at the end of the day, Hex is a staking coin. And it's a staking cryptocurrency that you can earn interest in an APY like that, 38.8 something, 84, trustlessly. And here's the thing. It works similar to an average CD, that an average CD, some of them, they would give you 20% more interest or just 20% more when you would lock for each year. And each year longer, you'd get, 20 more, like I said. Hex works very similarly, and it caps out at 10 years, where you will get a 3 times. It's called longer pays better, and then you've got these other things called bigger pays better that will give you more interest, and you'll be earning more Hex and have more T-shares when you stake for longer and when you stake heavier Hex. But so let's cover what everyone's shitting their pants over. Maybe 3 years was a bad time frame. Maybe I should have done 3 months. Live. We're going to do 3 months. People like Joe eventually in the future might do some solo streams, but tell you what, man, sometimes there's some dead air, so I know you're a musician, man. If you ever felt uncomfortable with the dead air, you could always supplement it with something else. Okay, so it's let's get to it right here. This is all 2020. I mean, I think it's just this big one. God damn it. I'm sorry, guys. That was the last 3 months. We mean to be doing the next 3 months. Well, everyone gets to learn at least. If my learning's just a little bit slower when I'm live, that Hex.vision is really cool. You can do the last 3 months. You can do the last year. All of that good stuff. Right here. Sorry that took a little while, but we're here, right? 1.43 billion Hex are expiring. Great. Day 315. There's a lot of people that fearmonger or they get scared and they say like, hey, doing good, my friend. Good to see you on the Periscope. We'll cover some comments as well, but let's just do this here. So yeah, a lot of people, they're not short-sighted, or sorry, their time horizon and their time frame is not long like it should be. And they're so short-sighted and they're so narrow-minded, I should say, when it comes to staking or when it comes to holding and selling and stuff like that and trading. And they get scared about someone ending or an accumulation of stakes ending almost 1.5 billion. I think that's a good thing. What it's going to do, for anyone that doesn't know, it's going to at least cause that share rate to go up. We know that the share rate never goes down. For anyone that doesn't know what the share rate is, we can go to graph X.rocks. So graph X.rocks. And it'll, when I say share rate and when I say T shares, some of the people I can tell by the amount of people that I have on, you're going to have newer people. So what is a T share? Well, it helps you earn interest trustlessly. And when you're getting that 38% APY and whatnot, part of that's based on the T shares that you have. And that also determines how much interest you get when people end their stakes early and penalties that you receive, things like that. But right now, I don't know, I guess like the spot price of a T share, if you were just to stake for like 1 day or 1 month, would be about $200. So $201. And the actual cool thing about this, well, oh shit, was I not sharing the screen? Okay, sorry about that. So that's why you look at the comments, right? Okay, so the cool thing about this is right now we can see 1 T share is $201. That is absolutely nothing. I mean, sure, Hex has, I don't even know what the number is now, but it's gone up significantly, and it's done X amount of times that it's gone up. But the T share itself has done even more so than the USD appreciation, if I'm not mistaken. So what this does, if we just scroll down a smidge, this is the share rate, and the amount of Hex that it takes to earn 1 T share is based off of this number. So right now it's 1.66013. Great. This number never goes down. So in the future, in March, when that $1.5 billion cumulatively worth of stakes that are expiring, when that ends, all it does is it makes the actual share rate itself. I don't know what the actual calculation is. You can look it up though. Kyle knows, but it'll eventually make it start ticking up. I mean, right now we're at 1.66. In the future, it's going to, in 5, 10 years, 15 years from now, this is how you got to start thinking. It's going to start costing you, based on some people's models, 1 million Hex. I mean, how much Bitcoin is it going to cost you? Me and look into the crypto, we did a stream, and in the future could be 5 Bitcoin for 1 T share. And the actual scarcity, I mean, T shares are deflationary, but the actual scarcity in Hex, part of it is the T shares. The T shares are limited. When you earn a share rate, and I'll show you on one of the wallets in the future, but when you earn when you start a stake, you've got the share rate for that day. So today it's 1.66. And then since it keeps going up in the future, maybe 5 years from now, when that stake ends, if you chose a 5-year stake, you're going to be paying, if you want to restake again and you want to get more interest again, trustlessly in the future, 5 years from now, you're going to be paying a higher share rate. And that number might be from 1.66 to maybe, I don't know, 3.3 in 5 years, whatever it ends up being, 3.0, whatever. We know that number never goes down. And part of the 15-year calculation, Hex is designed to go for like 150 something years, like if not longer, past our lifetimes. But what that 15-year, the first model does is it towards the end of the 15, that's where you're paying like 1 million Hex for a T share. Maybe 10 years, 10 to 15 is where you start paying those prices. But it's definitely, it's not like anything we've ever seen. And Richard definitely does deserve a Nobel Prize. So let's cover some comments, because I've just been talking the whole time. So Toby, thank you very much. Okay. Was built to go parabolic. Exactly. What did Bitcoin do in 12 years? 3.3 million X. Great. What has Hex done so far? I mean, 300 something X in, Richard's 352X versus USD and 146X versus Bitcoin. So a lot of the people that complain that got free money, via Hex donations, they're sitting on, I mean, depending on when they actually did it, 146 more Bitcoin worth at the high. That's significant. Nothing is like that we've ever seen before. And this is just getting started. Hex is designed and it's programmed, whether it actually achieves this or not, and whether the time frame is delayed or it happens sooner, it's designed to do 10,000x in 2.5 years, similar to what Ethereum did. Hey, 8 Hustler 8, let's, if you're not a mod, let's get you. Okay, cool, he's good. So yeah, that's a new person in the chat that we've been chit-chatting about. So yeah, you know, keep buying T-shares every day. So let's jump over real quick here. We're gonna go to just a wallet that I feel comfortable sharing, which let's do this real quick. So it's gonna be go.hex.com/stake. Let me share the screen. So you can do it on the Brave and the Brave browser, and here we have it. So go.hex.com/stake. So when we talk about staking, when we talk about T-shares, this is what you need to be looking at. And let me just make sure. Cool, so everyone can see the screen. Let's go back. Okay, so there's 0 hex in this wallet. Great, that's how I want it to be. But right now, when I said the T-share rate on the other website, the graph x.rocks, when it was 166 point, or when it was 166013, that equates to 16,601 hex face value. So 1660, whoops. I guess you'd have to do 2 actually. But so that would be the face value of a T-share. And in today's value, yeah, it's about $201. So that's just the price that it is now. And in 5 years from now, what's the price going to be then? What's the price going to be in 15 years? So you guys can all see this wallet. When I started this out, I've got a couple wallets that I've shared. So those are the 2 that I can share publicly. But we'll look at let's just say this, maybe the next stream, we'll look at the other wallet that I have that does have Genesis shares and whatnot. And we can see some of the growth that the longer term stakes do and what the T-shirts do. And maybe I'll take those and show you guys how I plan on restaking those in the future. Benny, good to see you. Benny Blanco, 88. I'm tossing a stake in right now. Exactly. That's very nice. You're paying yourself in the future. That's one thing Maddie Allin, what they talk about a lot is Hex. It truly does monetize the value of time. I mean, there's nothing like it. It was the best performing asset in 2020. End of story. Simple as that. There was no place elsewhere. I don't care if you got in at this other crypto at 10 cents and it went to $5. Great. You know, we're sitting on Trustless APY. I mean, it's a variable APY as well, but we're sitting on that. We're sitting on a decentralized consensus network that is locked, that is audited 3 times. It's the most secure thing out there. It's more secure than Bitcoin, all of that. And not to mention, we also cuckold your gains. So, you know, the other projects and whatnot, sometimes it's, you got to know when to use the honey, when to use the salt and stuff like that. And the honey and the vinegar, I mean. So anyways, for the people that I've at least talked to, that they've talked with me about other projects that aren't completed and do have future expectations from the work of others and whatnot on their teams. From even the small amount of research that I've done, and I honestly gave up in like 2017, 2018 during the bear market, but from the little bit of recent research that I've done, yeah, not only has Hex from a historical value, not only has it cuckolded everyone's gains in 2020, but in my opinion, it's set to do the same thing in 2021. So why would you put your money elsewhere? I mean, when your money is sitting in sitting in a savings account or sitting in something with a counterparty, then that gain on paper is not necessarily guaranteed. And nothing is when until you actually realize it. But with something like Hex and with something like the APY, one thing RG3 said in the intro is that APY that we earned, the 38.8 something, that is guaranteed, and no one can take that away. And it's just absolutely amazing. So another thing, we had Joe Hexotic do I don't think I've mentioned this yet, so I want to shout him out. He did a stream last night with Joker, and then also recently, like 2 days ago, he's been on point lately, which is awesome. He had another one with Freddie Quotes, and that's the guy that did the Hexican anthem. So just wanted to say, go watch that one. It was a really good one. Freddie's a great guy, and part of the thing that he talks about and that he does even currently, actions speak louder than words. He does give back to the homeless and gives back to the people in need and to those kinds of people. So I think it's really cool that we've got people like himself and RG3 have mentioned the same thing in the future, that a lot of Hexicans with our gains, it's not all it's not all just play around. And that's actually one thing Ross asked me was, like, what do you plan on doing with your gains? And I don't really have anything super spectacular in mind. I mean, I like to have comfortability, have a car that works good, be able to do vacation and stuff like that, and do that stuff with the GF and whatnot. But I mean, not much. I mean, from the way that Hex has performed just after this past year, it's not going to take many more years to be like, okay, we're completely set. Maybe 1 or 2 more years at most. So when you get to a certain point of wealth and whatnot, Freddie's even mentioned it himself, that after a while, I don't know, if you're at like a cabin doing fishing, or if you're retired kind of doing your own thing, like Richard had it, where he was for 10 years kind of gaming and traveling around the world and whatnot. After a while, that gets old. And eventually, with that money again, some people turn to like philanthropy and to giving back. So that's probably something I'd like to do. I mean, I'd like to start with my inner circle first, the brothers and the parents and whatnot, and GF, obviously. But I think outside from that, you'd kind of want to work from, you kind of want to read SciVive to see if anything has been covered in there that you might not know yet. But yeah, I think you'd want to start with the inner circle first and then kind of work out from there, scale out. That's a good approach, longer time preference, and you can spend it later when you earned even more. Exactly. To get this laptop and whatnot, sometimes you're sitting on an asset and you're like, okay, well, we see what this is doing now. If we wait 3 more months, or if we wait just even a year longer, 2 years longer, delay your gratification until whatever time that's necessary for you. But if you wait a little bit longer, hey, maybe you're spending less of a precious thing, and maybe you can keep that precious thing and have it keep working for you in the future. Yeah, I need something. I need to upgrade. I've got to upgrade some stuff. I tell you what, this shirt kind of pissing me off. So bought this from a different website, and it doesn't do the vinyl. I've got some other shirts over there too. One of them's a sweatshirt, and I know Richard's mentioned it before, but his shirt at least is printed on vinyl. I think it's like an A3, and I don't think you want CMYK. Like, there's different colors of there's like direct to print, direct to garment, and then there's like iron-on labels. And anyways, as far as the candelabra and some of these other things, I have some things planned in the future. The upgrade, I guess I should say, in my laptops was one of them. But yeah, I think what I'd like to spend money on and time in would be giving back to people, or making content at least. And we got 46 people just on some of the platforms, not even including DLive. And anyways, when you got things that you can do with your time that'll better help people, I think it's, even Freddie mentioned it, it's almost like selfish that like some people, you're always looking, like, you always get benefit and rewards from certain things, and sometimes when you help people, you get a lot benefits from that. So maybe just continue the setup, maybe get a setup at my own place, and get something more permanent where I'm not having to just like undo the green screen every single time, set it back up every single time. Same thing with the mic, you know, get a studio. So let's see. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, still looks like a cool tee though. Yeah, I mean, thanks, it does, you know. And the thing about the Hex logo is it's such a color of magenta, and it's such a bright. I mean, this kind of does the justice. The someone in the community gave these stickers to me, and it was cool. I was like, hey, dude, throw me your ETH address, and I'll send you some Hex in return. And they never even responded, so that was, hey, dope. But that kind of magenta, and it's even kind of hard to tell with the cover of this, but the magenta that Richard specifically chosen for the logo is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. But I tell you what, it's not easy to replicate on a t-shirt. So Freddie was great. He was. Old Man Hex, good to see you. 3D Code Warrior, hello. Hey, good to see you. Benny Blanco got the dojo master there. Okay. And then we also had Big Pep. He had a stream as well on Saturday, I think. I need to be better about setting my schedule to the other people's schedules. Like with Joe, I'm pretty good about that. God damn, that's expensive gas. Holy fuck. Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, Ross is mentioning like 75 at the 160 way low. Man, I mean, the thing about Hex and the thing about bull markets that Richard's mentioned, a lot of people complain about the high fee, but one of the clips that I even did with Richard was, you know, you want bull run, you get high fee, and it's as simple as that. I know the Ethereum consensus, I think it's still cheaper than Bitcoin, maybe when you, I don't know, but yeah, to Ross's point, glad I didn't do a lot of small stakes. You know, the thing about Hex, it pays you for holding for longer. And if you've got stakes that are like daily or weekly, in my opinion, for me, for what I'm doing, for what I've already done in my stakes, that's just too short of a time horizon for me. I think a monthly basis would be the lowest time frame interval that I would feel comfortable with the staking and with the Ethereum. I mean, when someone was saying, like, I think it was him as well, but when you got a bull market and you're at the beginning of it, not sure when you got in, but I just kind of wrote out the bottom and I was like, well, can't go down forever. You know, Bitcoin can't go down forever. And there was a lot of people saying like, oh, it's going to go back to the 1300 BTC when we were at like 3,300 Bitcoin. And tell you what, man, it blasted off like a goddamn rocket ship. And I'm glad I converted all my alts at that time to Hex. It served me very well. All right, what else we got? Yeah, Swearworks. I mean, to his point, it'll come back down soon, always a few times a week to find some lower fees. For anyone that doesn't know, the same Hex.vision that we've gone to, you can actually see the gas fees that you pay. So since Hex is built on top of another network, which is called Ethereum, you need to pay gas. It's just like your car. Like, okay, you bought the car. Hex would, in this example, Hex would be the car, but now you need gas to run the engine and all that. So we're going to go back to the Hex.vision and let's share the screen again. So Firebun, dude, hats off to that guy. He's not only a hard ass worker, but he's quite the family man too. So he's got a stream with what's his name? Gary, Gifting You Hex and Funding Jim. And you kind of find more out about his personal life and what they're doing with StakeRap there. So go watch that. Okay, let's share the screen. So Hex.vision. It's just going to take one more second here. All right, so we're sharing the screen now. It takes a couple seconds to load because this is on-chain data. And you can see that you can just click the refresh button up there to refresh the data. But I tell you what, Bitcoin does not have any analytics like this. There's no cryptocurrency, to my knowledge, that has the most honest data, that has the most trustless data, and the most visible, verifiable volume there is. All right, we're going to scroll down. We're going to scroll down just a smidge here, and gas prices, new. Click that. You can also go to etherscan.io, and there's like a gas tracker that maybe we'll look at as well. But then there's just a timeline. Let's try and shorten the time frame. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll just look at this. So yeah, I mean, latest gas price gauges, fastest 254, and it would be cool. It would be cool if there was a US dollar amount on the way, because yeah, 50 whatever ends up being like that. That's definitely getting expensive, and just like with anything else, ladies and gentlemen, that when everyone's buying at the same time, yeah, the price is going to go up, and it's going to go up parabolic. So if there happens to be a particular time of day that more people are participating in the market than others, then if you want to save money, you might not want to be participating when everyone else is doing it. You know, do it when they're not doing it. And John Lavelle, CCFX Studios, he mentioned in his stream today that the average fee that he pays for his stakes is like $2 to $5 at most. So it just really goes to show you, if you're, staking when a lot of, and it's also kind of like a dichotomy sometimes, because you never know. If you wait a couple of days or even a couple hours, there could be the big spike up. I mean, there's so many variables, but at the long time frame and the long the end of the game is yeah, even if you were paying a higher fee and you're locking it out for 15 years, well, why should you really care? Because you're not going to be paying another fee until such a long time. So, but yeah, to Ross's point and to everyone else's point, when it comes to Hex, even with myself, like as a day one person, I should have consolidated all my Bitcoin into just one address, but I didn't. And I had like 3 different addresses. And one of them that claimed was so small that it was like 500 Hex, something like that. And the gas fee wasn't even worth claiming. So that sucker's just going out to all the stakers. And here's the thing that's also cool, is I think that, hey, I'll be getting a small amount of that 500 back, a very, very small amount, but you're still going to get a small amount, because when they don't end their stakes when they said they were going to, you've got a 14-day grace period to end that shit. Otherwise, you're going to bleed out 1% each week. So it's really cool. There's so many dynamics. One thing that look into crypto, Wasabi, I'd like to do another stream with that guy soon, but kind of just lost the train of thought that I was mentioning. But anyways, yeah, that guy, he talked a lot about the staking and the Hex and the T-shares, that it's going to be worth a lot in the future. So just keep a good perspective out. Let's see. Why isn't gas fees balanced with stake size? Well, why isn't it a flat rate? Because to my knowledge, I think it's like the same amount of computation for, it all comes down to the amount of computation that it takes for the Ethereum network. And when you're starting a stake, it's the same amount of computation, to my knowledge, than when you're actually ending it. So I think if you were ending it longer, like those Cuatro Cinco stakes, they're going to be a lot longer, or they're going to be a lot higher of a gas fee than if someone that staked that same day had maybe done a 1-year stake. So I hope that makes sense. It has to do computing. And let's see. That's a good question. Not heard of that. Yeah. I mean, exactly. That question is too technical for me. And honestly, yeah, there's a lot to this. There's Hex as simple as you want to make it, and then there's Hex as complex as you want to make it. And when Richard talks about even the high fees being, not something you should complain about and being worth it and all of these things, it's kind of part of the bull market setup itself. But I think in the future, we're going to see that for those that even had just a little bit of a time horizon, say just like 1 year, then you're going to do a lot better than those people that were just trying to trade it. So I believe it's the same price, and this is Joe Hexotic. Y'all need to follow him if you're not. I believe it's the same price to stake, but a lot more relatively to end stake. Exactly. That's the way that I've always conceived of it. Is it's the amount of computation that the Ethereum network is doing, and the longer the stake is, the more computing for all of those days that it was staked it has to do, because it has to verify all of that blockchain data. So that's why it costs more. But at least you got 15 days, or you got 14 days. If it's a super high fee on that first day that you can claim, maybe you got 13 other days to see if it's going to be a lower fee. You know, maybe it's worth the wait. Everyone, the cool thing about Hex is it's different for everyone. And I thought you were a mod on Twitch. Let's mod you up on Twitch too. See, that's the other cool thing about StreamYard. We're out to Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, DLive. And I think with the pro version that I have, I can get like one more person or one more platform. So sometimes it gets a little overwhelming. Oh shit, you know, this and this. And anyways, Joker said he's willing to teach me the OBS. So maybe today we'll be doing it, or sometime this week, whether it's before or after the Hex Changes conference is no difference to me, but I got the computer, the hardware at least to do it, and slowly and steady wins the race. Onboarding during business hours can be instant. Oh, they're talking about, okay. Okay, cool. They're just talking about different front ends. Hey, I'm inspired. Good to see you. Good to see you. I thought you were a mod on here too. There we go. All right, Dan the man. Let's see. I'm inspired. What up, Bran? I got through about 4/5 of the Sunday Hangout and Chill, episode 7 from 7 days ago. Entertaining stuff. Hey, thanks, man. You know, sometimes you gotta learn from your mistakes, and that's one thing that Joe Hexotic mentioned was, or not Joe Hexotic, but actually Freddie quotes on Joe Hexotic. And same thing I think with Joker is that if you're gonna learn something, I mean, fall on your face as fast as you can and learn from those mistakes. And even someone that is close to me that was watching the video, they said, "Oh, hey, you know, here's where you can improve here, here, and here." And you know, when you got so many people on, try and let everyone have a similar amount of talking and not talking over each other. So at the end of the day, it's up to the person that's hosting the channel and the stream to set ground rules and let people talk and things like that. So appreciate that you liked it. Appreciate it. I actually like these high energy episodes. I know. Yeah, a lot of people do. And yeah, a lot of people are like, well, why are you so critical about it? And it's for the long term, you know, thinking 15, 30 years out, stuff like that. Hoagie House. Hi, Bran. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, cool. So let's see. What else do we got? We've covered Maddie Allin. He's got the Hex Changes conference. That's coming up soon. And you don't need to sign, to my knowledge, you don't need to sign up to anything to view it. I mean, we're all going to, I believe, have like links that we can YouTube and stuff like that it's going to be hosted on. I would think that it's going to be on his YouTube channel. Maybe Joe's in the chat. Maybe you can kind of specify, I don't know, I guess more information in regards to that. But Matty Allen, spelled all in, he's going to be the main face. He's kind of the guy that wanted to set up everything. So thank you, Matty. Thank you for doing all the work, man. You're quite an inspiration, you and Joe. I mean, we all do our contribution to the community and whatnot. But Muskin Doge love. I mean, here's the thing. Doge is a meme coin, and it's one of those coins, just like Litecoin. I mean, Litecoin was the first, if we're going to talk alts and whatnot, since I'm choosing to, Litecoin was the first cryptocurrency that I got into. But it was literally just a copy and paste of Bitcoin's code. And the only difference was they made the actual block time like 4 times faster. So when you have a lot of these copy and paste coins, and same thing with Dogecoin, was a copy and paste of Bitcoin, but set the parameters to my knowledge, it was Bitcoin that they cloned. But what's the utility? I mean, it's a meme coin, but is there any utility? Exactly. When Puerto Rico, it's cold up here. I know what you mean, Nardo. I think where you're at in the States, it's a lot colder than even here in Seattle. I mean, actually in Seattle, I don't want to like completely dox myself, but with like turning the camera, but yeah, it's sunny. I mean, it's not too shabby. Not too shabby. I'd actually be curious to see what the weather is today. Let's see what kind of 49 degrees Fahrenheit. Not bad. At least it's not raining. Doge joined the penny party, but the possibility of it going to $1 exactly is very small compared to Hex. I agree. And in one, yeah, exactly. That's all of Matty Allen's links. Y'all should check that out. But to the point of what is the better cryptocurrency, one thing Richard mentions is he wants to see the money from Ethereum and Bitcoin, that market cap that's making it what it is. He wants to see the smart Bitcoin money and all of it to go to Hex because it's just a better product. And what you have is how do you dox yourself? Are you in the Space Needle? No, we're not there. But what you have is you've got the better product that is like the younger brother or whatever, or like Bitcoin is 12 years old today, and Hex is just a little bit over 1 year old. And you got some of these people that just have a cognitive dissonance. They're up here thinking, 33,000 Bitcoin, 34,000, whatever the hell it is. Oh, this is so good. Everything else is shit coins. And then you've got what's down here, which is Hex and even Ethereum too. Richard's mentioned Ethereum could very well surpass Bitcoin, at least in market cap, as far as that vanity metric goes. But you got the slow and steady wins the race. The Bitcoin, the Ethereum, and then the Hex that are just working their way up on the comparison to Bitcoin. So I think we're going to see in the future, when you've got 38% APY, how can you not FOMO into that right now? I mean, shit, whatever, X amount of dollar gas fee. If we're staking out 15 years or 2 years or 1 year or whatever, the fee, as long as you're not doing like such a small amount of Hex, the fee shouldn't be too bad in retrospect. The actual gains that you're making and the actual, when you're staking and when it turns over, the interest that you make on the penalties, the interest that you make on, penalties go multiple ways. Yeah, I love the candles. Hey, thanks. That's what I was telling Ross is I don't want to be like such a copycat to Richard and whatnot, but I appreciate what he's done and I appreciate his backdrop. And yeah, sometimes it is kind of just for show, but I do want to upgrade some shit. So we need to upgrade the rest of the setup. So next thing is a green screen. I need to set up at my own house. I need to set up just a permanent green screen. Never moves. Maybe move the bed to where I can always have a legit setup. That's nice. Best stock for the next 5 years. Well, we're not necessarily talking stocks. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, stocks. Yeah, it's not necessarily my niche. Here's the thing that I would challenge for that is I'm not in the stock market. I actually liquidated in 2017 all of the 401k stuff that I was in, paid the early penalty tax, all that great stuff. But when you got something like Hex, yeah, stock ticker equals wrecked. When you have something like Hex that in the year of 2020, it cuckolded everyone else's gains. Any stock, whether it's Tesla, I don't really know the stocks, the Berkshire Hathaway, all that good stuff, or index funds, things like that. I mean, why would you put your money in something that is, I mean, it's got more of a counterparty risk than something like Hex does, in my opinion. But when you got something that like Hex, just go to Hex.com. Maybe you can read a little bit more into it, but it's complete. Here's the thing also. Richard mentioned this. Stocks have a close. Cryptos don't have a close. Bitcoin doesn't have an turn off switch. It runs 24/7. And for the future network adoption and the actual, Hex, HEX, Hex.com. So what it is, my friend, it's something where you can earn interest trustlessly. So my grandpa, he's 90. He used to give me savings bonds. And my brother, he was on the last stream in the chat room. He's going to come on sometime too. And we're going to talk about the savings bonds, and we're going to talk about, because he's my older brother, we're going to talk about why even things like Hex have way more than surpassed the value that our grandpa gave us of a $50 savings bond back in the day. So we're going to talk about that comparison. But yeah, crypto stuff. It is crypto stuff. Let me just tell you this one thing before you leave. It's not like any other crypto you've ever seen. Bitcoin, you might hear all these other things. Hex is not going away. It's something that is immutable. It's something that the actual code that makes the crypto what it is, it's audited, it's locked, can never be changed, Someone could put a gun to Richard's head, it can never be changed. It's locked. There's nothing it can be done. But what it does is at the absolute minimum of an APY and of an interest that you're earning is a 3.69% year over year. And when you earn 20% more for each year that you lock, that number can go even higher on the inflation that's being paid out to the people. Yeah, exactly. I have some of those savings bond too, Bran. I think they've all matured. They're not earning interest anymore. Yeah, I mean, I cashed mine out when I was like 18 or something like that, but it went from like what it actually was $25 principal, and I think it was a 15-year bond to $50. Great back in the day, but probably even then when I cashed it out, I bet that that the inflation even screwed out the interest that I had allegedly earned. So yeah, it's way bigger and longer than the next guy. Here's the thing about Bitcoin. Bitcoin did 3.3 million X. Boss. 3.3 million X. You're not dealing with any kind of those numbers in traditional market. And actually, big pep in the links below on what's the market cap. Hey, we can do that. Let's do that right now. This is fun. Let's do it. We're gonna go to Nomics.com, and let me make sure the share screen's on. Okay, so this is Nomics.com. It's the most honest and trustless version of a market cap comparison website. So Bitcoin's number one. It's actually $33,000 right now. That's great. It's got a 619 yada 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 $1 billion market cap. Well, if we scroll down just a smidge, Hex is number 8. This is Hex. It's got a $6.738 billion market cap. And my friend, let's see here, JB 00011, it's going to show you that market cap is a vanity metric. And in March 15th, when 1.47 billion Hex worth of stakes expire, what that does is those numbers multiply. Okay, what is the current supply on the market? What is the value that it is? All right, let's multiply these and get the market cap. Hex this year could be top 1 market cap, and maybe it takes 2 years to be top 1, but it's definitely looking good. Check out the Hex prediction. And guys, just so everyone knows, I got a timer set till 2 minutes before Hexologist starts, which right now it's 3:23 my time. He starts at 3:30 my time. So at 3:28 my time, I'm going to switch over to Twitch, and I'm going to stream him. I'm going to host him, raid him, and then we'll all go participate over there. But so yeah, someone mentioned, look at the, obviously this isn't financial advice. That's what it's saying. So let's just make sure everyone can see. Great. So they got like a whatever bot that does this calculation. Yeah, over 2 cents. I mean, here's the thing. Hex has already hit 2 cents in one fucking buy. One buy. One person's buy on a automatic market maker Uniswap, I believe. Version 2, go to Hex.com. But one person's buy made that price go up to 2 cents. So people that 16 minutes. Let's see. 1 second here. Let's see. He does 5-minute intro now. Okay, so in 16 minutes. Let's go to the last minute. Okay, let's maybe Joe's better at keeping me accountable on that. I think my time of 3:30 might be off. So let's verify. Just whenever he does go on, we'll switch it over to him. I don't want to crowd him. Okay, cool. So just got here. Hey, Yoden. So for anyone that doesn't know, yeah, Yoden, he's what's the game plan with Hex? So Yoden's a Hexican in the community. He's a fellow Hexican, and he's got some good work that he's done too. And speaking of Joe Hexotic, shit, you guys need to hear this real quick. You know, new person in Periscope, you're going to have to step aside for just a second. 1 second. Joe Hexotic has a new song, and it's hilarious. It's of, I don't want to say, I don't know. I don't want to say the word that I want to, but my Naga Bo, he made a video of him, like a remix. So let's get that shit up here. Share screen. Okay, so here's what you got to do. I'm on Brave, but you click share screen, and then at the bottom left corner, there's a share audio. Click that so we can hear. Ching ching. Okay, quote unquote ching ching. All right, let's full screen that bitch.
Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like, be sure to share, be sure to comment. Say heck. Say heck. Say heck. Say heck. Say heck.
So that's my Naga Bo. Let's see, Joe Hexotic. He did that. So great work, man. Great work, Joe. You're kicking ass, dude. Kicking ass and slicing and dicing. Ching ching, motherfucker. You know, everyone's got their own quirks or like their own unique person. Oh, that's my alarm for Hexo. We'll verify when Hexo's going on, but everyone's got their own unique perspectives and value that their own unique quirks and whatnot and stuff like that there's Joe, that they bring to the community. And man, what a golden song that is. So we've got the intro that Freddie Quotes did, which was the Hexican anthem. That one's great. But what Joe did there too was really good too. I like the background music, and you know, didn't have myself on the screen, but I was dancing in the background. So there's that too. Well, let's see what else. Yeah, someone's don't know if you can see, but Benny's got this little salt and pepper shaker dancing, you know, doing a little grind. That shit's kind of funny. Okay, so let me just 1 second here. Let me just pull up Twitch on my phone and just make sure Hexologist isn't turned on. Because when he does go on, we're gonna switch over to him. So just want to make sure that we can time it all right. So Chris Huppert, good to see you, my friend, as well. And then yeah, let's go back to DLive real quick. Cover any comments. So yeah, Benny, good to see you. Funny little faces there. Bremerton, I guess it stopped raining. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, conference this weekend. Yippee. Alts, don't say those words. It's all good. We'll educate these people. Sometimes it's tough. Sometimes, exactly, it's offline. I see that. Yeah, we're gonna. Hey, Sammy, good to see you. Good to see you, Sammy. She's part of the Aussie. Yeah, bot. Let's ban you, bot. Let's just ban your ass. So bots on Twitter, on Twitch will be banned. I need to be better too about not being so vocal. Like Richard's mentioned, like trolls. He used to call the troll out by name and then used to slay them, I guess, and then ban them. But then he just eventually just stopped talking about them. So the future of the show as well, while I love my swearing and while I'll continue to do that as well, I will continue to try and cater my my responses accordingly. Got to go, guys. Great stream, Brand. Take care, guys. David Feeder on tonight. Oh shit, guys, let's watch that. David Feeder on tonight after Hexo. So check hexlive.tv. Exactly. So for anyone, yeah, that's where we'll kind of, as we refresh and see Hexologist, he's not on yet. But that's where we'll end this, and where we'll kind of leave the screen, and I'll just I'll do a split screen so we can walk and talk as we. One second here. So yeah, we'll go to hexlive.tv. It's Eastern Standard Time Zone. Let's see here. Dan, thanks. I'm inspired. Thanks for joining. Just got a check from doing surveys on all into Hex. Hey, you know, that's the cool thing about Hex is people see its intrinsic value. Johnny Chaos and they've been mentioning videos on their streams lately where yeah, right now Hex, I mean, penny and a half, 2 pennies, whatever. Like anything under $1 is kind of like marble pricing, and we are really holding future. We are holding diamonds. They just haven't been realized yet, and the whole time while they're maturing to the 15 years, 10 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7, 9, all of that. It's those diamonds are just growing and growing and growing, and yeah, Hex creates more Hex when you stake it, so that's even cooler. Funding Jim is going on after Hexo tonight instead of me. Oh, okay. So a little bit of an update. Mr. Gary Funding Jim. I actually messaged him recently. I said, hey, you know, let's get on another stream with Joker. You know, let's do it again. Joker's great. I like that guy. So I want to get on another stream with maybe myself and Gary or whoever wants to come on. I mean, shit. But I think the way that I want to do it is similar to like Joe Hexotic, where if it's not one-on-one, maybe like 2 or 3, you know, kind of let's get something planned where people can still come on, but we can kind of like hear more from everyone, but just in a more controlled manner, like maybe 3 or 4 people in at most, something like that. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm watching this on YouTube. DLive. Oh, nice, dude. Hey, so this is exactly what, while I refresh, this is exactly what Joker was talking about in the intro that I was clipping. The next time I'll be better clipped. But the intro that Joker was talking about, that I do the same thing as well. I mean, that's not weird at all. I think that's really good. What we need to do as Hexican community and as the Hexican Space Force, you know, the Hexican Space Force strong, you know, you can get that Hex Force. Whoops. Let's see. Hex Toys. Hex.toys. That's where you can get that. But no, that's not weird at all. And I think that the people in the community like you that are doing that, I think you're making a big difference. So appreciate what you're doing there. That's making a huge difference. Someone says pump it, Brand. Exactly. Pump it up. So yeah, when you're looking at Hex, I encourage everyone. It's not like the traditional cryptocurrency. It's not like I mean, Bitcoin went up 3.3 million X, and you're not earning more Bitcoin when you hold Bitcoin. So imagine when Hex will do the same thing in the future, but you're earning interest the whole time and you're earning penalties from people that didn't do what they said they were going to do. Hex rewards those that do what they said they were going to do. How much, this question Richard has answered before, and part of it sucks. I mean, part, I don't know. I shouldn't say it sucks. Like sometimes you want to be like, oh, look at this. But there's also a security concern as well that, I'm not going to tell you how much Hex I have. I mean, I've got 2 wallets that I've ever shown on streams ever that I'll show. Sure. I'll show you my dream wallet and whatnot. Because those are the only 2 that I've ever shown. But as far as like, hey, AU, how much money do you have in your bank account right now? How much money do you have in pension or stock, or how old are you? When's your birthday? Like some of these questions are just, it's people think that the same rules don't apply because it's cryptocurrency and that it's not traditional. But do you ask? Yeah, exactly. I have $500 million in future Hex. Yeah, exactly. Got a lot of money in future Hex. Let's just say that. And I've got double. Exactly. Yeah, the cool thing about Hex is when you have interest and you have price appreciation, those 2 numbers multiply. So not only is it whatever 300x or whatever the number is, not only is that the number that multiplies by the US dollar appreciation, but the amount of interest you're getting. So if the average is 38%, or if the total is like maybe 30 or 25%, then those 2 numbers multiply and it's actually a higher X. People can, I actually don't even need the headphones. Let's see. People can ask, I guess, but they probably won't get answers. On the amount that they have. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, Richard kind of mentioned it when you had stuff in 2010 Bitcoin. Sure, 10,000 Bitcoin didn't seem like a lot of. Okay, Hexologist is on right now, so we're gonna end it. So everyone, thank you. We're gonna raid Mr. Hexo. Let me go over here, raid channel, and let's. He does have like a 5-minute timer and whatnot, but let's go over there. Everyone, please go to Twitch, and we owe it to him. He's on, I'm off. So thank you, Hexo, for all you do, brother. We're gonna raid the channel. He's only on Twitch, so let's see. Hex.doctor is his website, and that's it. Love ya. Peace out, everyone. Hexican strong, and till the next time. All right, peace.